Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one person is dead after a fire in Lincoln County. And the latest on President-elect Donald Trump filling out his cabinet, including the uphill battle he faces in choosing his lead for the Pentagon.
And we spent the majority of the day with temperatures in the 20s, but there is a warming trend somewhere. Details on the First Alert forecast in a few minutes.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A frigid night is ahead as Arctic air takes control of our weather. Let's check in first with meteorologist Eric Dean to find out how cold it's going to get. Eric.
Simply put, it's going to be downright chilly. We're going to see overnight lows in the teens and even low 20s. Some places will see that feels like temperature in the teens. I want to show you something that's a little deceiving. Look at the high today. Believe it or not, we made it to 46 in Hazard. 48 was the high in Jackson, 49 in Prestonsburg, but you wouldn't have known it unless you were up at midnight. That's when we had our high, and then temperatures fell throughout the day. So the majority of the morning and even afternoon hours, we were in the mid-20s. Right now, we're down to 19 in Logan. Otherwise, 20s from Grundy to Pikeville, Prestonsburg, Jackson, Hazard. London's at 24. Somerset is at 25, and we're seeing that wind still out of the north and northwest. Substantially cooler now as compared to 24 hours ago. We're 27 degrees cooler in Somerset, 26 degrees cooler in Irvin, 25 degrees cooler in Moorhead, 22 degrees cooler in Hazard. All is quiet on live pinpoint Doppler radar, and as we take a look at the next several hours, we'll see temperatures going into the low 20s by the 10 o'clock hour. By 4 a.m., we'll see temperatures in the upper teens and low 20s. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the mid to upper teens will greet you. Now, there's a little bit of a relief from the cold weather, and we'll talk about that coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. In Lincoln County, officials are investigating a fire which left a woman dead. Crews responded to the incident at Redmond Mobile Home Park on US 27 early this morning. During the investigation, a woman was found dead inside a camper. They say another person was able to escape without injury. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0 struck off the coast of Northern California. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter was about 50 miles southwest of Eureka over the Pacific Ocean. A tsunami warning was issued for parts of California and Oregon's coastal areas, but it has since been canceled. There were no immediate reports of major damage or injuries. 3 children were kidnapped while waiting for a school bus in Virginia this morning. It happened at an apartment complex in Fishersville. Police say the 10-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl, and 6-year-old girl were taken when a black 4-door vehicle pulled up to the bus stop. Authorities are asking for the public's help in finding the children. A reverse 911 call identifying them was sent out within a 5-mile radius. Police said an Amber Alert was pending. We're learning more about the CEO of United Healthcare being shot and killed outside a hotel in New York City. CBS's Jared Hill has new images of the suspect from police, and we want to warn you, video of the crime is disturbing.
A sign advertising a $10,000 reward for information leading to the shooter of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is taped to a light pole outside a hostel on New York City's Upper West Side. Police also released these images from the hostel showing the suspect's face. It's the clearest look so far of the man the NYPD has been hunting since Wednesday morning.
We will not rest until we identify and apprehend the shooter in this case.
Police are using a trail of digital breadcrumbs to track Thompson's brazen killer. Found at the crime scene, words written on the shell casings: deny, defend, and depose, similar to the 3 Ds of insurance, a phrase used by opponents of the industry.
Based on the evidence we have so far, it does appear that the victim was specifically targeted, but at this point we do not know why.
Cameras at a Starbucks captured enough of the suspect before the shooting to run facial recognition. Police say he paid in cash. CBS News law enforcement contributor Rodney Harrison says the suspect is experienced with a gun.
Just take a look at his stance and how he had the gun pointed out. He knew what he was doing. The gun jams. He's able to deal with the malfunction. So it looks like he's very proficient with how to use a firearm.
Harrison says the NYPD solves about 87% of the cases in this part of the city, so it may only be a matter of time for this one. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Thompson leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. The acting head of the Secret Service says disciplinary measures are being taken in the wake of the July assassination attempt of President-elect Donald Trump. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe testified before the House task force looking into the assassination attempt that left 1 person dead and 3 people, including Trump, injured. Rowe says failures by Secret Service employees ahead of the rally warrant disciplinary action.
The quality of the advance work and preparation for the Butler Farm Show visit absolutely did not meet the expected standards of this agency. Let me be clear. There will be accountability, and that accountability is occurring.
Rowe also says he has made changes at the agency to ensure similar failures do not happen again, including expanding the use of drones at venues. President-elect Trump's pick to lead the Pentagon is not giving up the fight to save his nomination, while the 2 entrepreneurs tasked with slashing the size of the government are meeting with Republican lawmakers today. CBS's Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Billionaire businessmen Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy met with Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill to talk about their plans to slash the government.
The overriding theme here is a return to common sense and a return to accountability and efficiency in government.
The 2 have vowed massive cuts to the government workforce, including eliminating entire agencies. Those kind of cuts have broad support among Republicans, but there is skepticism about how much they can pull off.
Fresh hell breaks loose from the people who get cut. And you've got to be willing to look them in the eye in front of God and country and say, look, I hear you, but it's not a priority and we've got to save money somewhere.
President-elect Trump's plans to cut the government come as he's deciding whether to cut loose Pete Hegseth, his pick to lead the Pentagon. Hegseth is still meeting with senators amid allegations of alcohol abuse, sexual misconduct, and mismanaging money when he ran a nonprofit, allegations he denies.
Conversations have been robust, candid at times, with great questions on policy, personality, everything. So we're going to earn those votes. We're fighting all the way through the tape. We're grateful to have the president's support.
Hegseth has won over some support.
Now that I've heard his passion for this country and how he would turn the military around and focus on lethality, he sold me.
Trump has put together a short list of alternatives to Hegseth if needed. It includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who served as a Navy JAG officer, and Senator Joni Ernst, who spent more than 20 years in the National Guard. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Sources tell CBS News DeSantis would take the defense secretary position if it's offered, but he had a divisive battle with President-elect Trump to win the nomination, and that may be hard to overcome. The Trump-Vance transition has formally entered into an agreement with the Department of Justice. That's according to President-elect Trump's Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. The Memorandum of Understanding marks a significant step in the preparation of the incoming administration. It paves the way for the Trump team to seek FBI background checks on Trump's appointees. The House is expected to vote this evening about a Democrat-led push to release an ethics committee report on claims against former Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing. House Republican leadership believes they will successfully block the release of the report during the vote. GOP leaders are expected to dismiss it by referring the matter back to the Ethics Committee. It's been 8 months since lawmakers put the Postmaster General on notice to fix the U.S.'s broken mail system. Today, they are looking to collect on those promises. The head of the Postal Service says they are doing everything they can to improve productivity. The Postal Service had lost almost $90 billion and was about to run out of cash before year's end. Senator Rand Paul, who believes the Postal Service should be privatized, did not give his stamp of approval on the excuse.
They were losing $1 billion a quarter. Now they're losing $2 billion a quarter. Only in Washington can someone point to losing $2 billion a quarter as a success.
The hearing comes 1 week after the USPS released its election analysis showing how they processed nearly 100 million ballots during this year's general election. A federal judge has rejected a plea agreement between aerospace giant Boeing and the U.S. government. The company said it would plead guilty to deceiving the Federal Aviation Administration ahead of 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The judge's rejection cited problems with the selection process for an independent monitor required in the plea deal to oversee safety and quality improvement at Boeing. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, we hear from a debt attorney about knowing what you can spend with the holiday shopping season in full swing.
And we're going to turn the temperature up just a little bit, find out when in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes.